In the Zelda series, demons play a huge role. A lot of the villains are demons after all, but not a lot is known about them. Where do they come from? Who created them? What's their goal? Well, let's find out. Demons are monstrous beings that are usually of evil alignment. During the era of the goddess Hylia, the demon race emerged from the earth, desiring the triforce and led by demise. He desired to rule the world with the enormous power that the triforce would grant. Hylia and the remaining tribes on the surface fought against demise and managed to seal him away. And later on, he would return. So where did they come from? Since by the looks of it, they came from underneath the earth. But how is that possible? Well, the very first Legend of Zelda games could provide us with some answers, since they mention the underworld. In total, there are 9 underworld entrances around the kingdom that Link must enter in order to retrieve a shard from the Triforce of Wisdom. And in the Adventure of Link, it's mentioned in the game's prologue that Ganon's minions were calling upon new monsters from the underworld to work towards the revival of the evil wizard, implying that the underworld is where the monsters actually originate. Now, this hasn't really been in other games, but by the looks of it, there's a whole world down there where new evil is born. But there's more going for this, since in the Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks, there's even evidence of this. In this game, you can find real demon fossils, and the in-game description is especially interesting. It says, a fossil of an ancient demon. Sounds rare, but it turns up all over the place. So clearly, they are extremely common, which could mean that a part of those new monsters that are created in the underworld are demons. The ones seen in the Zelda universe are very similar to the ones in the real-world stories. They both come from the underworld. But keep in mind, before the events of Spirit Tracks, there was a war with demons there, so it could be from that war. However, we haven't seen any of these fossils in Hyrule, and they had a great demon war as well. So it's a bit weird. However, what are their motives? Are they all evil? Well, no, there's one in Skyward Sword that doesn't want to harm humans. His name is Batro. But despite this, his demon aura still attracts monsters and makes other beings aggressive. So he wants to be a human. That way, he doesn't always scare people as well. So there are certainly kind demons, but they still cause harm. Why is that? Well, let's look at how Batro became a human. According to Monster Legend, gratitude crystals will turn him into a human. And you can obtain these crystals by doing good deeds to the various people you meet throughout your adventure. Upon doing so, the person that was helped will be overwhelmed with the feelings of thankfulness, emitting enough energy to create 5 gratitude crystals. Now this ends up working, and the demon turns into a human. And as soon as that happened, all the monsters are gone, and the other beings act normal as well. So by the looks of it, demons have a certain negative energy, and by balancing it out by adding positive energy in the form of gratitude crystals, they can become human. This energy would also explain why peaceful creatures like ramlets become aggressive. The negative energy influences everyone. So if that's how it works, can someone also become a demon by absorbing a lot of bad emotions? Well, Blind was the leader of a gang of thieves in A Link to the Past, and at some point, he was lured into the Dark World by his desire for the Triforce. As a result of his greed, Blind was transformed into a demonic being by the Dark World's power. So in this instance, I'm not really sure if it was only because of the Dark World's power, or the negative energy from his greed, or maybe even both. However, this isn't the only instance where something like this happened. We also saw this with Vaati. He stole a powerful cap from his master when he was away, and used it to grant his wish to become a powerful sorcerer. He became evil and demon-like, especially when he got his hands on the light force later on in the game. From the very beginning, we could see that Vaati wanted power. He was cruel and did everything he could to make his own life better. So he was filled with negative energy, and as soon as he got enough power, he turned into a demon. By the looks of it, you can become a demon when you get insane amounts of power and are filled with corruption and negative energy. But what about Batro? He isn't a bad person, right? Well, yes, he's not evil, but maybe he used to be evil and changed his ways at some point, but is now stuck in his demon form. It's a bit of a curse. Your ugly personality starts to show on the outside. So is this the case for all demons? Were they all created in the underworld or transformed because of their dark motives? Like Demise, the source of Ganondorf's constant return and bringer of death and destruction. How was he created? Well, I already covered this in another theory, where I came to the conclusion that it was most likely Din. The biggest argument for this is the fact that the demons came from a fissure in the earth, and new ones, by the looks of it, are also created in the underworld. Now, which god created the planet itself, the ground you walk on? Well, that was Din, and his triforce piece is that of power, which is also linked with Ganondorf. Everything points towards Din being the creator of Demise, and he in return probably created a big part of the demons. And so the tribe was born and started wreaking havoc upon the world and corrupting others so that they would become demons and monsters as well. Now, as most of you know, Demise is the demon king. He rules over all of them. But in Spirit Tracks, we saw a new one named Malladus. Why is that? Well, by the looks of it, there are multiple demon kings, since Demise, Ganon and Malladus all bear this title. And in the game Spirit Tracks, they mention that Malladus ruled over the land there for a long time. Now it could be that the tribe split into smaller ones at some point. You have a bunch of demons with varying levels of power, and they all want to be in control after all. So of course that could only end in a fight, and the strongest would be king. They're quite savage in their ways after all. We have tons of examples of that. However, would these different tribes also fight with each other? Malladus versus Demise, for example. Well, we have no idea. There are no stories of it in any of the games, but I would assume that it happens. So the demons in the world of Zelda have more going for themselves than we all thought, and now we kind of know where they came from, what they are, and what they do. Hey there, be sure to check out my other social media like my Twitter, Twitch, Instagram and Discord server. We do all kinds of fun stuff there, so go check it out. Thanks for watching everybody, I hope you enjoyed. If you want to watch more, click the annotations on the screen right now. Don't forget to subscribe. And I just want to say that your face is live!